You've never been the one to back down, Sag. Welcome to your reading. And as you are keeping up with your deep breaths, we're standing still, we're standing tall, and we're standing up for ourselves. This time around is what I'm hearing. You never back down on your truth. Perhaps one who is always speaking their truth from the heart. Okay. That when a Sagittarius starts to stand up for themselves, people don't take this very lightly, because what comes out of a Sagittarius when they're angry, what comes out of a Sagittarius when they're upset, when they have just had enough, it's a lot of crying. There's a lot of truth that comes out of you. And in the moment when you are standing up for yourself, and even more so now, Sagittarius, that when you are standing up for yourself and speaking your truth, there's a lot of fire that comes out of you. And people don't take this very lightly. But also, people don't take your kindness and your compassion sometimes very lightly. How do you not get tired? Lately, our Sagittarians have been in deep silence, because in silence you gain a lot of gems, and you find a lot of gems in silence, in solitude. You have become this revealer of truth. Perhaps you have always been. How you are expressing your truth this time around, Sagittarius, it's even more powerful. That no matter how you are in the moment, whether you are in anger, whether you are upset, happy, in joy, disappointed, whatever comes out of you, that's strong, and people can feel that. People can feel that very heavily. It's like when God gets mad. And God is very slow to anger, right? But when one is being pushed and constantly being pushed and constantly being provoked, perhaps in this case, our Sagittarians are always being provoked. It's like poking a bear. What will come out of you, people will not take lightly. And perhaps people have taken your energy and your love not so lightly. You question yourself, you start to question yourself, Sagittarius. This is where it gets really tough, kind of weighing you down. It's like the world has become so mean and so cruel and cold that we don't even know what love is anymore. For a Sagittarian, it's hard not to love. It's hard not to show love, that when a Sagittarian doesn't show love, they feel guilty. When a Sagittarian doesn't show affection or some kind of friendly gesture, they feel guilty. That when one is trying to provoke a Sagittarian to be somebody they're not, when they are being perceived, or in times when people want to change their character, that is disrespect for anybody, really. But this is what I'm picking up, and the energy that I'm picking up for our Sagittarian is that people have been wanting you to become somebody you're not. People have been wanting to push you to the edge and turning you into this character they want you to be, when you are in fact not that character. You've never been that character, and you choose not to be the character, and you choose not to be the person that everybody wants you to be. You stick to your truth. Perhaps you are one to not take life so seriously, so that when you come across somebody who is taking things seriously, it's like an automatic projection on you. I don't know if that makes sense. It is like you are rooted in wisdom here. Yes, okay. You're rooted in wisdom, and when I say that you find gems in silence, you gain a lot of that insights in silence, you gain a lot of that wisdom in silence. You have nowhere else to go to talk about your wisdom, and so you got to go in by yourself sometimes. Perhaps people are not taking it lightly that you are being by yourself, that you're wanting to be by yourself, so you can gain a lot of that wisdom. It's a weird world. And I feel like this is where I say this is where you use your discernment, Sag. You start to become kind of like a Virgo, you start to calculate everything, try to make sense of things, because somebody just made you out to be somebody you're not, or somebody just made you out to be somebody that you are not. And probably in this case, for some, putting words in your mouth, right? It's not what you said, it's what they think you had said. But it's like putting a bad rep on your name and slandering your name to the rest. That's where it becomes uncool. So then a Sagittarius starts to use their discernment. Okay. It is like, I'm getting like, you are not one to really it's not so much so vigilant in using your discernment on people, because you trust that people are going to be kind and compassionate to you the same way that you are to people. But in this world that we live in, that's not always the case. That while some may be holding a very pure, clean spirit, pure, clean soul, there are ones that are not so pure. And to those who are really getting triggered by a Sagittarius right now, it's like they can't accept that you are this thing that they see in front of you. I feel like that's a message for somebody specific, 1122. That may not resonate for some, but I feel like that is resonating with somebody, okay? That when you are faced with somebody who doesn't accept your truth, that is a disrespect and a kind of confusing to a Sagittarius. That while one is allowed to act on hate, a Sagittarius is not allowed to act on love. Okay, that's the energy that's coming through. How you are using your discernment, Sagittarius. You are allowing things to be. Okay, 12:12 when I said that. You have been allowing things to be. Perhaps in this case, for some of you guys, it's you not having to react so much to people around you. And perhaps this is a very specific person in your life whom you just kind of like backed off a little bit from. This is where you are using your discernment, okay, and how you are allowing things to be. I feel like this is you just having to sit back and observe life. This is how it has been lately for our Sagittarians. I'm just going to sit back and relax and just be an observer of life. Because it's not like if I say my truth, it's not like anyone's going to hear me. It's not like when I speak something important that I feel is important, it's not like anyone's going to hear me. So I'm just going to just keep in silence and just relax and be an observer of life. That's how our Sagittarians have been. Using their discernment and being an observer of life and watching everything just be. And you are right all along. You were right about the people who treated you as such. You're right about this person who's being malicious. You are right about this person. You're right about this person's tactics and plans. And you were right about this person's ways. You were right all along. But you can't say that you're right. But you can't also downgrade yourself for what you know. Does that make sense, Sag? I see why you have to have so much a moment of silence. Because you are trying to find the answers yourself, Sagittarius. And so while you're out here trying to find answers in people, they're not really helping you. So you're going, okay, well, if I can't get any answers from people and I can't get respect from people, I'm going to go in and I'm going to find the answers within me. There's no one else to trust out here. There's no one else to talk about it with out here. So I'm going to go in and talk about it with me. Because I know I was right the whole time. But it's not about being right, Sag. It's about what you know. What you have cultivated. What you have built within yourself that you are sharing with people that people are getting triggered by. No, I'm not approaching you to be better than you, Sagittarius says. No, I'm not approaching you and talking to you to be better than you, to compete with you. No, I just am. because I know what I did. The hard work, the inner work that I did for myself. I know what I sacrificed. And I know why I'm here today with what I got. And so while everyone else is looking at you with what you got, they're jealous of what you got. So they think that by you being this successful person today, they think that you out here being arrogant, approaching people like you better than everybody. But that's just confidence you built within yourself, Sag. Perhaps for a lot of us, Sag, you have that confidence with you. Like you were born with that confidence. You were born with such exuding energy because you are meant to share that with the collective. Does that make sense? You were wired this way that people sabotage you for, and they keep on sabotaging you, and they keep putting you down, and they keep putting you down, and they keep putting you down. And follow me when I say this, Sagittarius, that when they keep putting you down, you just keep rising. Each time they put you down, each time they belittle you, each time they gaslight your truth, you rise. Because you have surrendered. Because you have chosen to surrender. And I don't need to get angry. I know what I did for myself. I don't need validation. What I need is somebody to nurture me and love me when I'm feeling soft. Because while I had rebuilt my foundation and have become the successful person that I am today, that I know I did something about, I know who I am. Perhaps it's a gift, collective. It is a gift that some, they're looking at you and you have this gift and they can't help but to be the way that they are, however they want to be with you in the moment. So you kind of back off. You back off. There's no reason for me to compete with you. There's no reason for me to try to compete with you. There's no reason for me to try to start drama with you. I feel like, okay. I feel like people want to start drama with you for no reason whatsoever, Sag. Just, it's like you rile them up or something. I don't know. Like you rile people up. You hype people up to a point where like they really want to start something with you. They really just want to start something with you, just to start something with you, but it's for no good reason. It's the energy I'm getting. It's energy. You can't have too much of this and not have this, right? Because that gives it balance. Like you can't have too much of this without this. And so people are like kind of giving you that balance. Like we see you, Sag, and we see your pain, Sag. And sometimes we see that pain behind your smile, Sag. And perhaps, there are a few who really truly see you genuinely, Sag. And they want you to know that they are on your side. Okay. It's like at first the energy was, I'm against you, Sag. And now it's slowly coming down to, we don't want you to think we're against you, Sag. We just see what we see inside of you and we want to come and help you. And so this is where a Sag gets confused because the Sag mind in the moment is going, I don't need help. What you mean? What you see in me? And so this is where it gets kind of confusing for a Sag, okay, because this is where you're using your discernment is there really something wrong with me, or you're just projecting onto me and you think something's wrong with me, but there's really something wrong with you? Sag says. No, I see the pain behind your smile. I see the pain behind your eyes, Sag. And these are a few who, you know, are trying to help you express, trying to help you find balance or whatever it may be. But a Sagittarius is like, I have balance. I find balance when I'm in silence. Back to discernment. Discernment is big. I feel like that's a theme for you. And alignment and relationships and improving. These have become a theme for you lately. Number 44 can be significant, and 444 can be significant. I'm getting Sag. You're gone. You're gone. You're just far somewhere. You're all far somewhere. Like you gone somewhere. You have become this alien that nobody sees no more. You have, in fact, become a nobody. Does that make sense? You have become a nobody. Sag, when I say, and I'm speaking to somebody when I say this, and please resonate with it, when I say that you had sacrificed and you had to start from scratch. Like you literally had nothing and then went from nothing to absolutely something and more. You have literally become nobody. That you have now become only consciousness. You see with your mind's eye, but you operate from the heart. In your youthful ways, Sagittarius. You see with your mind's eye and you use this with your mind's eye, but you operate from the heart and you know your inner child and you have gotten to really know your inner child. And so people can't really tell what you are, who you are, where you've been, and where you are now. You are just this great stream of consciousness. And I want to cry. Is one of those things where you really have to keep it sacred in your heart. And not so much sharing it and oversharing it with people, but really having to understand it for yourself. And then accepting it for what it is. That the less you explain yourself to people and the more that you try to understand it yourself in your own terms, that's what matters most. I have been trying to get this video out for the last 2 days, I think. I've been called to really slow down. I have been called myself to really understand where I have been with my body and where I've been with my mind. And I've been trying to put this video out, and I finally did it. – Yeah, you deserve the peace and the silence. Yeah, why not? Thank you guys for tuning into another. My name is Kimber. I'll see you guys in the next. Love and peace. Take care.